you want to cry hearing her say that.
Literally exactly how I feel. And I didn't even hear that, Candace, when we first started this interview. And I can look at Cardi and she reminds me of myself. I know I can watch what she posts. I've seen other things that she said. And I'm like, that's me all day, every day. She's done Ellen. She's done all these like late night talk shows. And I've seen them. They're like, so you were a stripper? She's like, I'm an international superstar, you know? And like, that's the first thing they go to. They do the same exact thing to me. And I can tell in her voice, I've been there, yo. I promise you, I've been there so many times. And once I set myself free and now I'm just able to just be who I want to be, whatever that is, even moving forward, she'll eventually get there. But she needs to clean house with her entire team, fire all those get brand new people in, period. People that are not going to intimidate her, that it's going to be over for her if she doesn't clap her ass on Instagram. I've been there. They've done that to me for years. Like, Cardi, if you are listening, like, you are special and you don't have to do this. If you want to be a mom, you can still be a mom and you can still be a rapper. You don't have to be a porn rapper. You don't. Like, and I hear this stuff that she says it, and I had a slut walk. I get it. I lived it. We've done the same thing, you know?
I think like, I want her to know that like and that's how I felt when I was so protective of you. Like when I saw TMZ harassing you, like to every person, you have a right to evolve.
Absolutely.
And the second someone tries to pigeonhole you and say you're not allowed to evolve, that person is literally trying to corrupt your spirit. Mm-hmm. You're not there. They don't want your spirit to flourish, and they want you to only see yourself one way. Right. And so when I saw that video of her crying, and there's other videos of her crying, and that is because she has children now, and she's at a different stage in her life.
Right.
She was talented not because she was a stripper. She was a star not because she was a stripper. When I was watching her on Love and Hip Hop, I didn't care about the fact that she was a stripper. She was a star because she's a star. Yeah. And I feel no one in her circle is telling her that. Like, you do not have to do this at all because you will still have fans because you're talented.
Yeah, they're probably not, Candace. They've never told me. They never told me that there was another way out. Just, you know what the other way out is? Just be yourself. It's the easiest thing you can do. Is really just be yourself. Because right now in Hollywood, we're all being someone else. We are our personas. And it's crazy because when people actually get to know me as a person, they're like, wow, you are really nerdy. You're nothing, you're not hypersexual at all. And I'm very like traditional in a lot of ways, you know? But life has dealt a hand sometimes, you know? And that's just how it is. But yeah, if you're just gonna be yourself, it's just the best way to go, whatever that is.
I want to talk to you about your OnlyFans account because there was so much misinformation on the web about this when everyone, after you got kicked in the head by the left, then the right came in and said, no, we're gonna kick you too. Yeah. And look, we found her and she's on OnlyFans and she's literally just doing this because she wants a bunch of people to sign up to her OnlyFans. Right. And I was like, I feel like there's more to the story because the girl that I just spoke to on the phone was very genuine. Right. So can you explain to everybody why there was an OnlyFans account? Because of course the people that were coming at you now, actually had not paid to see whether or not you were posting sex content or what was happening.
Yeah, so I never posted sex content. I've never done porn in my life at all. I've never been a prostitute in my life. I just posted like really like sexy pictures and stuff. But funny enough, I get on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter as much as I am on Instagram, which is why I have more followers on Instagram. But I go on Twitter and I'm just like, you know, the RNC just happened and I'm like, let me see if anyone's arguing on Twitter. And I saw that people were like, oh, she has an OnlyFans and she's available right now to talk. And I'm like, no, I don't. I haven't been on OnlyFans in 2 years. And so I called my assistant, Joe, and I'm like, Joe, why does my OnlyFans say that it's available now? That was supposed to be deleted a long time ago. I haven't given any content or anything like that. And he's like, I don't know, I call my business manager. And she's like, well, you know, we had this company that was doing all the DMs for you. And when you said you didn't want to do OnlyFans anymore, they were still doing the DMs and you were probably, I don't want to say how much I was making a month, but she was like, you were still kind of making good money every month and you weren't doing anything. And so I was like, you cannot do this to me. If I told you that I was done, it should have been deleted 2 years ago. I'm not an avid online OnlyFans person. I'm not going on OnlyFans to see if my account is up there. And what's crazy is actually in my bio, and I have several links in my bio, but you have to click a certain link to go to the OnlyFans link. And I'm my own person, so I don't click my own bio, you know? And it made me very upset, but I also didn't fire her because I was like, I know she was just trying to, I have a lot of different streams of revenue that go into my accounts and stuff like that. And I know she was trying to look out, but I'm like, don't ever do that to me again. When I say it's over, it's over.
So you hadn't posted any new content for over a year?
2 years almost, I feel like. Yeah, it's definitely been over a year for sure.
There were residuals coming in via the DM or whatever, and so they had this service and they were like, look, the money's coming in, like what's the point of deleting this bank account essentially?
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense, because I was realizing, I was like, has anybody actually signed up to see if she's posting content or if she just has an old OnlyFans account? There's
no way. No, I have not did content for OnlyFans in such a long time.
Right.
So I was just as shocked as everyone else on Twitter when it was like available now on OnlyFans, and I'm like, and they put a sale up. I mean, it's embarrassing.
You do really hear a lot of this in the industry. The more that I speak to people, and it's funny because I keep going back to Kanye, but you know, he said so much to me that I couldn't even comprehend a couple of years ago about what's going on in Hollywood, and I think that he senses the demonism, and I think he really wanted out. Like, I think everyone was like, what's he doing? He's blowing up his life. I was like, no, I think he literally wants to blow up his life. He doesn't want a pathway back to Hollywood because he has seen it up close and he thinks that a lot of elements of it are demonic.
Yeah.
And the more that you speak to people in the industry, like hearing you say that there's this pressure, like if you want a book, you gotta, this is what you have to do, here's what you have to do. It does make you wonder, why it gotta be like this? You know what I mean? Like,
do you know how many
times
I've been offered a tell-all book about Kanye and my relationships or my ex-husband, and I refuse to do it, Candace. I will never, ever, ever sell out like that. And I've been offered a lot, you know, and I've taken punches because I choose to do other things instead of doing something like that. Because I feel like even if we didn't work out in a relationship, it doesn't mean that I didn't love you while we were together. So I wouldn't do that, but that's how Hollywood is. It's like, oh, you're not with so-and-so anymore. You want to write a book, you know? And I was like, bro, I'll never go out like that. Hell no. No matter what, I won't do that. But that's how it is. That's how it is in Hollywood, for sure.
Yeah, they're constantly, especially amongst women, it's all about sex. And I'm a person that I think that the contributions that the Kardashian family has made for women have been, and I'm not placing it squarely on them, but I just vividly recall a shift in culture, you know, after the Kardashian show, where I think women, I don't know, just kind of saw sex on display all the time. It was like the #1 show for a very long time, and people began to aspire, like to glorify it in a way. And that might also just be the timing of the explosion also of social media, and they kind of like I would say Kim kind of became like the queen of Instagram in many ways, and people wanted to start embodying that and holding that up as like a form of idolatry. Like, this is what we should be, like women should be sexy all the time. And at the same time, you had other movements that were taking place in different ways, like of this modern feminism that I hate so much.
Yeah.
Because I think that it operates, or it tries to sell itself as freedom, right? We're doing this because we're free. But in reality, women are enslaved by it, because it then becomes the only contribution that you have. Like, if you want to be heard, you need to take your clothes off. Like, if you want people to listen to you, you need to take your clothes off. And I'm like, that is bondage. That's not actually freedom.
Yeah, no, I agree. Which is crazy, because I think that people just thought I was just dumb, or just like a dumb stripper, and they didn't know that I was going to be as well-spoken as I was at the RNC. And, you know, you're right. it's just like that, and it's unfortunate, and it's something that a lot of women in the industry are still living with. So I hope that they, I don't know, maybe see our interview together and they just say, you know what, let me just be myself, whatever that is.